50 years to build, 50 seconds to lose. Protect the account, even online. Read this one for me, go. I want that burned into your conscience, tattooed on your habits, welded to your thumbs before you touch a screen again. Leadership is not maintained by applause, popularity, or position. It is maintained by one thing, the account of trust. Write this down. Trust is the currency of leadership. Money can't buy it. Talent can't fake it. Time must test it. And in the world we live in, your device is a witness, your feed is a microphone, and your click is a contract. Let me name the crisis. Reputation travels at light speed, character moves at walking speed. Reputation jumps on a jet, character takes the stairs. Reputation is a trending story. Character is a lived history. That's why you must protect the container, because the label will be slapped on whatever the container leaks. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. And many of you have been working on that name for decades, early mornings, late nights, countless small deposits of faithfulness. But hear me, there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Don't tell me no one saw it. Heaven saw it. Algorithms saw it. Screenshots saw it. And your followers will make a withdrawal faster than you can type an apology. One careless post can disqualify you faster than any scandalous press conference. The press conference takes hours to arrange. Your thoughtless comment takes seconds to broadcast. The press conference has handlers. Your post has only your impulse. The press conference has advisors. Your post has your appetites. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. Online, that means slow to post, slow to like, slow to send. Because when you press send, you are trading in your most precious asset, trust. Write this down. Every post is a transaction. I know a man, let's call him Daniel, 48 years serving his city. He buried their dead, married their children, slept on hospital floors to be with the broken. One night, 3 a.m., his anger kissed his thumbs. A bitter joke, a slur, dressed like sarcasm, a private message sent to the wrong thread. 50 seconds later, a screenshot was circulating in group chats he never knew existed. By 6 a.m., a board meeting without him. By 9 a.m., cameras in his driveway. By noon, he was standing in a room with people who loved him, who believed in him, and they whispered a word he never thought would be applied to him. You are disqualified. Hear me. He didn't wake up a bad man. He fell asleep on his guard. He withdrew from the account he thought could never be emptied. Stop using the term trust me. People don't trust words, they trust consistency. They trust tested behavior over time. Write it down again. Your number one assignment as a leader is to protect the account. Protect it when no one's watching, and especially when everyone is. Protect the account, even online. If you're a leader, your private character is public currency. This is not paranoia, this is stewardship. You are living in a surveillance world. Traffic cameras, doorbells that record audio, colleague phones on the table, cloud backups that don't forget, and a digital crowd with an index finger quicker than your conscience. You say, I deleted it. They say, we saved it. You say, I didn't mean it. They say, you posted it. The scripture already told you the principle. By your words, you will be justified, and by your words, you will be condemned. Online, your words are immortal. Now, I am not here to make you hopeless. I am here to make you sober so you can be hopeful. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Fear first, hope second. Fear will keep your hands from places your prayers can't get you out of. Hope will tell you there is a way back if you've already stepped there. In this journey, I am going to give you live case files, 3 posts, 3 disqualifications, real, simple, and preventable. I'm going to give you a photograph this checklist so you can turn impulse into inspection before you transact. And if you are already in the valley, if your fingers betrayed your future, I will hand you a restoration map. Because forgiveness is instant, but restoration is a process under authority. You cannot restore yourself. The authority has to bring you back. So let me set the turn from the start. Trust is not a vibe, it is a vault. Trust is not an emoji, it is equity. Trust is not built by promises. It is built by proof. Test over time equals trust. Say it out loud where you are. Protect the account. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life, and in the digital age, out of it flow the issues of your timeline. This is why we will not flirt with foolishness. This is why we will not excuse carelessness as authenticity. Authenticity without accountability is anarchy. I'm going to talk to you like a father talks to a son, like a mentor talks to a daughter. If you feel the heat, it's because I'm trying to keep you out of the fire. Some of you are one click from a crisis. Some of you are living on the edge of disqualification because you confuse followers with faithfulness, engagement with integrity, virality with virtue. No, leaders don't chase clicks, they count costs. Leaders don't demand trust, they deposit it. Write it down. Stop saying, trust me. Start living, you can trust me. There's a difference. Take a deep breath. This is not doom. This is deliverance. Today we begin with shock, so you never have to live in shame. The kingdom needs your gift, but your gift is only as safe as your character. And character, my friend, must govern your clicks. Protect the account even online. If you build it for 50 years, refuse to lose it in 50 seconds. Now, let's lay the foundation. Because if the foundation is cracked, the whole house is unsafe. Write this down. Character is who you are. Reputation is what they remember. Character is the private reality. Reputation is the public report. Character is the engine. Reputation is the sound. Reputation is a label. Character is the container. Read this one for me, go. If the container is dirty, the label lies. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. People buy your label, God inspects your container. And in time, people will discover what God saw first. Your gifts are powerful, but they are only as safe as the character that contains them. A fine perfume in a cracked bottle will still leak and spoil the room. A miracle in ungoverned flesh will still become a scandal. Talent opens doors. Character keeps you in the room. Anointing can win a crowd. Character can raise a family and pay your debts. Write it down. Your gift is the product. Your character is the packaging. Retailers know this. If the seal is broken, no matter how expensive the contents, we put it back on the shelf or we mark it damaged. Many leaders are damaged not because the gift failed, but because the seal was never set. A tree is known by its fruit. Fruit grows from roots, not labels. The label is fragile. A label can be peeled off in seconds by a screenshot, a careless joke, a compromised DM. The container takes years to form, heat, pressure, and time. Clay must be spun, pressed, fired, and cured before it can hold water without bleeding. That is character. The label is what marketing prints. The container is what manufacturing proves. Some of you have been buying new labels, rebranding, fresh colors, better photos, while ignoring a hairline fracture in the base. Hear me, branding can distract the buyer. It cannot fool the breakage. The integrity of the upright guides them. Integrity means integrated, no cracks. When you are whole, you can hold. Let me give you a picture. Two leaders walk onto the same platform. One is spectacular words like fireworks, numbers like confetti, charisma like a wave. The other is steady, quiet eyes, even pace, strong spine. The market will always crowd the spectacular first, but time has a test. The spectacular one posts late night sarcasm, cuts corners, treats staff like tissue, tells jokes about covenant. The steady one shows up early, pays what he owes, apologizes quickly, keeps private conversations private. 5 years later, guess whose calendar is full? The tree is known by fruit, and fruit is slow. Whoever is faithful in little will be faithful in much. Faithfulness is the mold that shapes the container. Unfaithfulness is the heat that weakens it. Stop saying, trust me, start making deposits. That's the verdict. Write it down. Stop using the term, trust me. Trust is not a speech. Trust is a savings account. Make deposits by keeping small promises. by telling the truth when it costs you, by saying less and doing more. Make deposits by letting your yes be yes and your no be no. Make deposits by guarding your appetites, food, drink, and sex, because those three will puncture the bottom of your vessel and drain your future on the floor. Make deposits by refusing the quick viral win that violates your values. Every post is a transaction. Every reply is either a deposit of discipline or a withdrawal of discretion. Protect the account. Samson had muscle that shook gates, but his container couldn't hold a secret. He played with vows and woke up shorn, blind, and grinding. Gift still flickered. Trust was gone. Saul looked like a king, head and shoulders above the crowd, but he spared what God said destroy and feared the people's opinion. Label strong, container soft. David stumbled, confessed, submitted to consequences, and God kept working on the vessel. Don't miss the wisdom. God can still use cracked vessels, but the crack determines the capacity. That's why you don't celebrate a label, you cultivate a container. Here is the hard truth. Once the label is damaged, the market of leadership adjusts instantly. Sponsors step back. Boards convene in rooms you don't enter. Elders go quiet and attorneys go loud. The algorithm buries you without a memorial. Staff begin updating resumes. Donors freeze transfers. Invitations are rescinded with beautifully worded emails about a change in direction. It's not hate, it's economics. The market just repriced your risk. The credit limit on your trust card got slashed. The interest rate tripled and your spending is suspended. You thought you could swipe trust me again. Declined. Insufficient deposits. So what must you do? Protect the container and the label will survive. Protect the container and the name on the bottle will mean something when they lift it off the shelf. Protect the container and your children will not have to explain your screenshots at school. Protect the container and your team will not have to speak in euphemisms. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does them is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rock is not opinion, it's obedience. The rock is not branding, it's boundaries. The rock is not charisma, it's character. Build there. Take a breath and write this down. Character is slow. Reputation is fast. Slow wins in the end. Reputation without character is a counterfeit currency. You can buy a moment, but you cannot afford a legacy. If you guard the vessel, the label can endure storms, rumors, and trends. But if you trade the vessel for applause, the market will grace you for a season and then call in the note. Protect the account, starting with the container. Because the moment you forget that reputation is only a label, you hand scissors to the crowd and they will peel it while you are still talking. We are living in an always on world. Assume it, accept it, adjust to it. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And in our generation, so are 1,000 small lenses with batteries. Doorbells don't sleep. Dash cams don't blink. Meeting software, auto records, wristwatches listen for wake words. Your phone logs locations because you might want to remember this day. A friend's cloud backs up the photo you begged them to delete. Another friend drags your private joke into a group chat you didn't know existed. And the internet does not forget. Deletion is not deliverance, write it down. Private behavior is now public content. Read this one for me, go. Private behavior is now public content. That means character has been moved from the back room to the front page. It means your midnight is now your morning headline. It means the thing you tolerated in draft could be tomorrow's dossier. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, nor anything secret that will not be made known and come to light. If they press play on your last 30 days, are you still qualified? If the raw footage, text threads, searches, late night likes, travel logs, voice notes roll on the screen before your team, your board, your children, would you say, play it, or would you run for cover? If they press play on your last 30 days, would your own conscience stand to applaud you or to accuse you? Answer in your heart. Because if the answer is no, hear me, then online or offline, before a camera or alone with your thoughts, you're disqualified, not from God's love, but from the people's trust. Stop using the term trust me. By your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Today that includes your keystrokes. Let me make it practical. You are at dinner. Someone tells a joke you should not laugh at. There's a young staffer at the next table with a phone face down, but camera still able. Click, caption, context gone. Or you are tired and angry and you type a message you never should have thought. You send it, then unsend it. The other party's device already saved the original. Or you think you are venting in a private channel at work, an admin, screenshots to document culture. HR now has a gallery with your name under every frame. Or you post a photo at a cafe. The metadata time stamps you. A board member wonders why you were on location during a crisis call. Integrity is not just what you say, it's where you were when you said it. He who walks in integrity walks securely. He who perverts his ways will be found out. Listen carefully. The algorithm is building your biography from breadcrumbs you don't know you dropped. Profiles, patterns, preferences. It is sewing a suit you will wear in court, in public opinion, and sometime before actual judges. So seed carefully. When you know you are seen, you change what you see. Sow to the spirit, clean hands, pure heart, disciplined thumbs, and you will reap life and peace. Sow to the flesh, impulse, sarcasm, flattery, lust, and you will reap headlines and hearings. Walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Online, redeem every second by refusing to spend it on folly. Write it down. Trust is the currency of leadership. And in a surveillance reality, private character is public currency. Every quiet act of restraint is a deposit. Every careless act of indulgence is a withdrawal with compound interest. You say, but I meant well. The camera says, but you did wrong. You say, that's not me. The archive says, that's your account. This is why we must decide before the ping, before the comment, before the lonely night. Decide who governs your device. Decide what your conscience will veto. Decide what never gets typed, never gets liked, never gets saved. We will codify that into law in a moment, because values without law are wishes, and wishes do not withstand Wi-Fi. Take a breath. This is not to make you paranoid. It is to make you prepared. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed also are the pure in DMs, for they shall not see subpoenas. Protect the account even online. Live as if the world is watching, because heaven is. If they press play on your last 30 days, may the verdict be this: qualified. And if your heart trembles because it would not be, don't talk, listen. We are about to build the laws that will govern your clicks, so your legacy cannot be auctioned by your impulses. Now we build the architecture: law, values, morals, conscience. Write it down. Law establishes values. Values generate morals. Morals inform conscience. Read this one for me. Go, whenever you create a law, you identify a value. Speed limits identify the value of life. Anti-theft laws identify the value of property. Sabbath law identifies the value of rest. That's how culture is formed. Law interprets values, and law establishes values. Conscience is unspoken law. Law is the law shouting at you. If there is no clear law, there will be confused values, vague morals, and a numb conscience. And a numb conscience will not protect your account. Apply this online. Platform policies are not your law. Those are the lowest common denominator to keep advertisers safe, not your legacy safe. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are beneficial. Stop hiding behind terms of service when the terms of your soul are higher. The fear of the Lord is your law. Holiness is your value. Purity, truth, honor, dignity, those are your values. From those values flow morals. What you will do, what you will not do, what you will never do. Then your conscience. trained by law and values, becomes your internal moderator, your thumb's governor, your clique's pastor. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Online, renewal looks like written law that tells your fingers what holiness looks like at 12:03 a.m. Write this down. Codify your values into personal law so your conscience can govern your clicks. If you don't write it, you won't live it. Write the vision. Make it plain so he may run who reads it. Don't trust your memory. Your memory is moody. Don't trust your intentions. Your intentions are impulsive. Trust the law you wrote when you were sober to protect you when you are tempted, tired, or triumphant. Triumph is as dangerous as temptation. Applause is intoxicating. That's why you need law. You need a personal constitution for the digital world. Clear, signed, visible, enforced. Tape it to your monitor. Put it in your notes app. Give a copy to your spouse, your board chair, your assistant, your mentor. If you are a leader, law must be public enough that someone can call foul when you violate it. Stop using the term, trust me, show me your law, then live under it. Let's define the chain so it governs your thumbs. Law is the principle, values are the priorities, morals are the practices, conscience is the policeman. If the policeman has no statute to refer to, he shrugs and lets the crime pass. That's how you end up saying it wasn't that bad while your trust account bleeds out. He who walks in integrity walks securely. Integrity requires integrated law, outside and inside saying the same thing. God gave Israel law so they would be a people. Give your device law so your future can be a people's future. Now build your digital constitution. Write it down. 4 chapters. Posting, DMing, commenting, consuming. I'm going to give you starters. You will customize, but start here. Posting laws. Never post angry. 30-minute rule minimum. Sleep on it rule for anything that names a person or institution. No sarcasm at people. Sarcasm is contempt with makeup. No public rebuke of peers. If you must correct, do it privately and with honor. No late night posts after 10 p.m. without a second set of eyes. No posting when hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Halt is law. No humble bragging. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. No photos that expose location during confidential assignments. No posts that monetize pain. If a tragedy happens, you are not a commentator first, you are a comforter. Let your words be few. Online, fewer is often holier. DM laws. No private DMs with anyone who is your temptation category ever. If the conversation must occur, move it to a group with your spouse or an assigned authority. Copied in. No disappearing messages. If it shouldn't survive, it shouldn't be sent. No delayed response, flirting heart emojis, fire emojis, ambiguous compliments. Outlaw them. Business stays on business channels. Past midnight, no DM except emergency. An emergency's call. They don't type. If a DM feels like a secret, screenshot it to your authority. Make no provision for the flesh. Provision includes privacy without purpose. Commenting laws. No pylons. You are not a digital mob. No public correction of elders. If you see error, go to them alone, then with a witness. No shadow boxing, subtweets, and some of you rants are childish. No politics in moments of personal anger. If you cannot pray for them, do not post about them. If you are tempted to clap back, clap your hands and close the app. A soft answer turns away wrath. Sometimes the softest answer is silence. Consuming laws. Curate your feed. Unfollow accounts that trigger lust, envy, or contempt. Block search terms that spike your flesh. No stroll in bed. Your bed is for covenant and rest, not comparison and temptation. No device in the bathroom. Privacy multiplies imagination. Set time limits. When the limit hits, law wins, not loopholes. Sabbath from screens 1 day a week. Your soul needs air. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out. In 2026 language, if an app causes you to sin, delete it. If a device does, put it in a drawer. If a site does, block it and give the password to your authority. Turn law into triggers. If I feel heat in my chest and words in my mouth, I will not type, I will pray. If I draft a heavy post, I must wait 24 hours and get clearance from my authority. If I receive an inappropriate DM, I will not reply. I will report and block, then inform my spouse or oversight. If I am lonely, I will not scroll. I will call a brother or sister and go for a walk. If my name trends, I will not speak. I will submit my response to authority. Protect the account with pre-decisions. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. In this age, ask him to keep watch over the door of your thumbs. When you practice law long enough, your conscience becomes preloaded. It answers before your emotions arrive. The ping comes. Your conscience says, we don't go there. The joke lands. Your conscience says, we don't laugh at that. The photo tempts. Your conscience says, we don't look twice. That is freedom. Freedom is not the absence of law. It is the power to obey the right law. Thy word have I hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Hide it so deep that when your phone wakes you, your law wakes first. Hear my warning with love. If you refuse to write law, the platform will write your morals and the algorithm will disciple your appetites. Then when you fall, do not say, I don't know what happened. You ignored architecture. And without architecture, every storm is a demolition. You are not being paranoid. You are being prepared. Protect the account by writing your constitution tonight. Read this one for me. Go character writes law. Law guards values. Values direct morals. Morals train conscience. And conscience governs clicks. Then sign it, submit it, live under it. And when temptation knocks, your law will answer the door and say, not here. Now let's open the ledger. Write this down. Trust is the currency of leadership. Read this one for me. Go. Every post is a transaction. That means there is an account with your name on it, and the people you lead are the auditors. They don't read your intentions. They read your statements. They don't grade your speeches. They balance your books. And the math is not mysterious. Test over time equals trust. One violation equals withdrawal with penalties. That's the formula. Time builds slowly. Violation depletes instantly. Whoever is faithful in little will be faithful also in much. Faithfulness is a daily deposit. Unfaithfulness is a same-day wire transfer out of your account. Picture the account. Deposits come in small numbers. Cents become dollars. Dollars become thousands. One kept promise, one honest report, one delayed response instead of a rash reply, one secret kept, one apology given without a PR plan. Invisible to the crowd, but recorded in heaven and noticed by the few who matter. Interest accrues on quiet integrity. Compounding takes place in the shadows. 10 years later, you have equity. Influence backed by history. Then listen carefully. Withdrawals come as headlines, as screenshots, as clipped quotes without your context. And they do not remove only what you put at risk in that moment. They levy penalties. Feast. The tongue is a small member, but it boasts of great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. Today your tongue has thumbs. One tap can light a continent. Posts are wire transfers. You can empty the account with one tap. The network moves faster than your remorse. You hit send and the system asks, are you sure? You were not, but the transaction clears in milliseconds, routed through followers, enemies, bots, and bored interns on a lunch break. The confirmation receipt is a trending topic. The destination bank is public suspicion, branch, global, and you will discover a brutal fact. The fee to reverse a wire is greater than the wire. Forgiveness is free. Restoration is expensive. The bank of trust does not honor chargebacks on character. Stop using the term, trust me. Show the ledger, protect the account. Let me give you mechanics. Write it down. Make microscopic deposits daily. Microscopic. Things so small they feel beneath you. Show up on time. Return the call. Answer the hard question with a harder truth. Credit the team publicly and correct privately. Keep confidences as if they were your own children. Cut your joke list by half and your boast list by all. Guard appetites, food, drink, sex. Those three are the slow leaks that drain the bottom of the barrel while you keep polishing the label. Pay what you owe. Say less than you know. Pray more than you post. Every one is a deposit. When storms hit, a fat account buys you time to tell the truth, space for people to breathe, and credibility to submit to process. It does not erase consequences, but it prevents immediate bankruptcy. Now understand the penalties. A violation is not subtraction, it is multiplication. Write this equation. Violation times visibility times velocity equals depletion. The larger your platform, the faster the drain. The wider the reach, the higher the fee. The moment your lapse touches sacred values, dignity, fidelity, fairness, truth, the algorithm of conscience applies an overdraft charge. Boards convene, donors pause, staff hesitate, spouses cry, children ask questions you cannot answer in emojis, and the interest rate on your account doubles overnight. The next time you say something right, the market says, we'll wait. Trust is slow to credit after fall. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, because riches can be wired in, names must be proven in. Some of you are living on overdraft protection. You presume grace will cover. Presumption is not a policy. Grace is God's love. Governance is your responsibility. Build guardrails. Put a cooling off period between emotion and sin. Make it a law. Nothing public without two pairs of eyes when you are tired, angry, or lonely. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Use delayed posting. Create a drafts folder that is your confession booth. Write it, pray it, delete it. If you wouldn't read it to your board, don't feed it to your audience. Conscience must be the CFO of your account. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, even in your captions. Hear me, there is such a thing as reputational credit limit. The market extends you grace based on past deposits. When you spend against it, they cut the limit. You will still be preaching, posting, leading, but the ceiling is lower and the room is smaller. God may still love you, but the people say decline. That is why you must not borrow against tomorrow's trust to purchase today's applause. Applause is layaway. It does not ship the product. Proof does. Protect the account. Leaders ask me, how do I know if a post is a deposit or a withdrawal? Ask 3 questions before you transact. Does it honor the truth? Does it protect the vulnerable? Does it align with the values we have codified as law in my own soul? If the answer is not a sturdy yes, do not press send. Read this one for me. Go. Slow to post, quick to repent, eager to be accountable. If you sense heat in your chest and glory in your mind, shut your mouth. If you feel the need to clap back, run for cover. Emotions are poor bankers. They overdraft you and never pay the fees. And for those who have built, well, listen, don't relax. Compounding works both ways. Neglect is a slow thief. When you stop making the small deposits because you feel secure, the account begins to thin. Pride starts writing checks. Humility used to cash. Stay small in your own eyes. Keep sweeping floors you could pay someone else to sweep. Keep reading the comments you wish you could ignore. Not to be governed by them, but to serve the people with empathy. Keep saying thank you and I'm sorry. Keep placing the long obedience on autopay. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life, and in this era, the issues of your timeline. In a moment, I'm going to open live case files, 3 posts, 3 disqualifications, so you can see with your eyes the math I'm preaching. But before we do, seal this in your spirit. Trust is the currency of leadership. Every post is a transaction. Protect the account at all costs. If it took you 50 years to build, don't let 50 seconds wire it away. Now let me open the live case files, because I don't want you thinking disqualification only comes with headlines and courtrooms. Real lapses are rarely complex. Write it down. Small violations of value become public verdicts. Read this one for me. Go. Small violations of value become public verdicts. 3 posts, 3 disqualifications, no demons required. Just undisciplined thumbs, unguarded hearts, and ungoverned influence. Case 1, the CEO's joke. He leads a global company, thousands of employees, pension funds invested, schools and charities depending on their philanthropy. He wakes up early, stumbles through his feed, laughs at a meme that mocks a protected group, and taps share with 2 laughing emojis. Lighten up, he tells his assistant later. It's just a joke. By lunchtime, employees are muttering in Slack, customers are clipping the post, and advertisers are on the phone with legal. Stock dips 2% by close. That's millions evaporated not from the product line, but from the account of trust. The board calls an emergency session. He said, I didn't mean it. They say, you posted it. He said, that's not who I am. They said, that's your account. Sponsors pause payments. A city cancels a contract. And by evening, the chair clears her throat and uses the word that stings like ice. You are disqualified. Scripture already warned him. Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Online, death and life are in the power of the share. What value did he violate? Dignity. Every image bearer deserves honor. He also violated stewardship of influence. Leadership multiplies impact, so your joke becomes organizational culture. And he violated self-control, impulse, steering the brand, protect the account. Case 2, the pastor's late night DM. It is 12:41 a.m. He is tired, prays publicly that day, lonely privately that night. A message arrives from a congregant. Pastor, your message blessed me so much. He should have said, thank you. Please email the office. We love you. He should have slept. Instead, the boundaries blur. Compliments grow personal. Emojis become suggestive symbols he will regret. The tone shifts from shepherding to sharing what never should be shared. It was innocent. He insists to himself until screenshots surface in a group chat, then in a wider chat, then in a scandal blog that specializes in church pain. Staff resign, board members cry, spouses shatter. He writes a 1,200 word explanation on notes with a gray background. Hear me, silence would have saved 10,000 words. Flee youthful lust. Flee means run, not reason. Avoid the appearance of evil, not argue with it. Joseph did not negotiate in a room with Potiphar's wife. He ran without his coat. If he had practiced his law, no private DMs with temptation categories, no disappearing messages, midnight belongs to sleep, there would be no screenshots to leak. What values did he violate? Truth, because the self he performed in public did not match the self he indulged in private. Self-control, because hunger, anger, loneliness, and tiredness hijacked his discipline. Stewardship of influence, because souls under his care were exposed to scandal. And dignity of his spouse, of the congregant, of the calling. The elders gather and with tears say what must be said for the sake of the flock. You are disqualified. Not from God's grace, but from our trust. Stop using the term, trust me, show me your discipline, protect the account. Case 3, the candidate's old tweet. He is 28, bright, articulate, with a resume full of service. He announces a run for office to bring integrity back to the city. The crowd cheers. The opposition research team opens a search window. 16 minutes later, they find a tweet from when he was 17, teenage bravado, demeaning women, glorifying what should never be glorified. He deleted it years ago, but their archive did not. They package it with a somber piano and a narrator who says, is this leadership? He stands at a microphone and says, I was young. That's not me. The electorate replies, that was you, and you didn't tell us. He apologizes. He explains. He contextualizes. The headline doesn't. The trust account hemorrhages. Donors pause. Volunteers hesitate. Polls sink. The opposition doesn't even have to lift a finger now. They let his own past do the punching. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man sows, that shall he also reap. You sowed words. You reap consequences. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. And now he is learning that a good name can be priced down by an old clique. What values did he violate? Dignity, because he treated an image bearer as a prop for bravado. Truth, because the story he told about himself omitted the story he posted about himself. Self-control, because even youth owes restraint. And stewardship of influence, because running for office is asking for a trust loan. You must arrive with clean books. The party elders, with regret, advise, step aside. You are disqualified for now. Run for cover. Learn. Be tested over time. Maybe one day, with fruit that proves the root change, the account can open again. Do you see the pattern? None of these were complicated. No hidden plots, no elaborate schemes, just small violations of value that became public verdicts. Write these values down: dignity, truth, self-control, stewardship of influence. Read them out loud where you are. Go. Dignity, truth, self-control, stewardship of influence. When you trespass those values, the camera becomes a courtroom and the crowd becomes a jury. And juries don't deliberate when the evidence is a screenshot. They vote with their feet, their wallets, their follows, their ballots. Let me press the lesson one more inch into your conscience. You are not safer because you are sincere. You are safer because you are structured. You are not protected by your intentions. You are protected by your laws. Every one of these leaders thought, that's not me, but their account said otherwise. Their account of trust is audited by actions, not adjectives. Test over time equals trust. If you believe me, stop saying trust me and start writing laws that make you trustworthy. Protect the account. Take a breath. This is heavy because the stakes are holy. But it is not hopeless. If a post can disqualify, a practice can safeguard. If a single click can bankrupt you, a daily checklist can ensure you. If lapses are simple, safeguards can be simple. We will build them. In a moment, I'm going to hand you a visible photograph, this checklist that turns impulse into inspection and keeps your account solvent, because leadership is too important to gamble on your mood. Guard your heart. Guard your thumbs. Guard the account even online. And if you've already slipped, don't talk, submit. Your first 50 seconds will matter. But before we get there, let's design the practices that make withdrawals unthinkable and deposits automatic. Photograph this. I mean it. Take out your phone. Snap the checklist. Keep it on your desk. Set it as your lock screen. Pin it in your team Slack. Read this one for me. Go. Visible law becomes lived law. If you cannot see your standards, you will not submit to them. Trust is the currency of leadership. The checklist is your daily calculator. Protect the account. 2 columns: deposits, withdrawals. Your fingers will choose one every time you touch a device. Write it down. Make deposits intentional and withdrawals unthinkable. Let's load the deposit column first, because that's the side that pays your bills when storms come. Deposit 1. Humility posts. Credit the team. Elevate the volunteers. Name the source of the idea. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. When you shift the spotlight away from you, people decide you can be trusted with more light. Deposit 2. Truth posts. Verify before you share. 2 sources minimum. Screenshots archived. Emotions cooled. The righteous hates a lying tongue. A faithful witness does not lie. If you're not sure, don't say it. Deposit 3. Honor posts. Bless in public. Celebrate elders without angle. Speak well of peers you could easily compete with. Honor up, honor down. Honor all around. Honor all people, and your account grows interest. Deposit 4. Restraint. No rush to react. Be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Delay is a deposit. Time gives truth a chance to put on his boots. Deposit 5. Confession. Own small misses early. Confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that you may be healed. A quick, clean, specific admission about a misstatement, a mistag, a tone that was off. This is not weakness. This is account maintenance. Small confessions prevent large bankruptcies. Add 2 more that the wise practice. Deposit 6, service posts. Add value with no invoice attached. Teach, resource, encourage. Freely you have received. Freely give. People trust givers. Deposit 7, silence. Yes, silence. No post is sometimes the greatest post. In the multitude of words, sin is not lacking. When the room is on fire, a closed mouth is a fire break. Every act of restraint is a quiet deposit. Now the other column, withdrawals. These are not small. These are account drains with overdraft fees. Withdrawal 1, sarcasm toward the vulnerable. Punching down, mocking accents, shaming those in pain. Whoever mocks the poor reproaches his maker. You are not witty, you are reckless, you are disqualified. Withdrawal 2, sexualized content. Thirst traps, double entendres, innuendo in captions. Flee sexual immorality. Don't argue nuance with your conscience. If it stirs lust, it drains trust. Withdrawal 3, intoxicated posting. Do not be drunk with wine, and do not be drunk with likes. If any substance or applause has altered your judgment, your device is off limits. Intoxication does not excuse you, it exposes you. Withdrawal 4, unverified outrage. Fury first, facts later. Retweeting rumors, subscribing to mobs. A false witness will not go unpunished. Your timeline is not a courtroom for your venting. Withdrawal 5, private jokes in public spaces. Inside humor with coded names, emojis, and winks. Innuendo that the inner circle will get. The public will not get it, they will judge it. What you call playful, they call predatory. Stop, protect the account. Now build the scan you run before you press send. Photograph this paragraph, make it law. Ask 7 questions. Is this a deposit by design, not by accident? Does it honor truth I've verified? Does it protect the vulnerable and refuse to exploit pain? Does it align with the values we codified and the law we signed? Would I read this out loud to my spouse, my board, and my children? Am I seeking to bless, not to boast or to burn someone? Is my body calm, heart rate down, no heat in my chest? If any answer is a shaky maybe, shut your mouth, sleep on it. Pray on it, submit it. Read this one for me, go. Slow to post, quick to repent, eager to be accountable. Delay is not cowardice, delay is stewardship. Set a daily audit, non-negotiable, 2 minutes, same time, every evening. Put an alarm on your phone named Trust Account Audit. For 120 seconds, scroll only your own activity from the last 24 hours, posts, comments, likes, DMs, searches. Ask 4 questions. Where did I deposit? Where did I withdraw? What must I delete, correct, or confess before midnight? Who do I need to inform, spouse, mentor, board chair about a near miss or misstep? Then do it. Don't rationalize. He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. The audit is how you forsake, not just feel bad. Tomorrow's protection is purchased in tonight's review. Create the team rule and make it scripture in your culture. 2-person check on emotionally charged posts, no exceptions. If your chest is hot, your words are not holy. If your name is mentioned, your ego is loud. If a crisis hits, your wisdom is low. Law says nothing goes out until 2 sober eyes approve 1 peer and 1 authority. If neither can be reached, the post is illegal until morning. Not negotiable. Not, I think this one is fine. Law. You say, but the moment will pass. Let it pass. Better a missed moment than a marked reputation. Where there is no counsel, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Safety for your account is more important than speed to your audience. Take the checklist to your monitor. Pin it in your notes. Share it in Slack. Give it to your assistant with permission to pull the plug. Tell your spouse, if you feel danger in anything I've posted, you can take it down without asking. Stop using the term trust me. Show them the checklist and then obey it in front of them. Read this one for me. Go. What is visible is enforceable. What is enforceable is livable. The Spirit will help you. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. keep watch over the door of my lips. In this age, ask him to keep watch over the door of your thumbs. Make deposits intentional. Make withdrawals unthinkable. Photograph this. Protect the account. Now we enter the siren zone. The first 50 seconds after you slip will decide whether this is a contained fire or a city-wide blaze. Write this down, shut your mouth, run for cover. You are disqualified temporarily until assessed. Read this one for me. Go in the first 50 seconds, say less, submit more, let authority lead. If your hands are shaking, good. That's the fear of God and the fear of consequence working as your friends. He who guards his mouth preserves his life. Guard it now. First move, stop output. Close the app. Put the phone face down. Do not type. Do not text a defense. Do not post a thread. Explanations are gasoline. Silence is a fire break. Be still and know that I am God. In crisis, be still can save your life. Take one breath and pray. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips and my thumbs. You are not in charge anymore. Your authority is. Stop using the term trust me. In this moment, your account says we don't. Protect the account by refusing to spend more words. Second move, alert your authority. You should already have one identified. Call them, not a buddy, not the group chat. Authority. If you are in an organization, call your oversight and your legal communications advisor before touching the feed. Read that aloud with me. Go. Before touching the feed. You are not qualified to lead your response when you just disqualified yourself by your action. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Safety first, statements later. Hand the phone to a trusted person while you speak. If you have a spouse or board chair, place the device on the table and put your voice under counsel. Third move, contain without concealing. Lock comments if the platform allows. Restrict replies. Archive the post for evidence, screenshots, timestamps, links. Do not delete without counsel. Deleting looks like hiding. Hiding multiplies suspicion. Suspicion drains the account faster than confession. Preserve everything. Forward the archive to your authority and legal. If there's a live stream, end it. If you are on stage, step down. You are disqualified for now. Act like it. Fourth move, stabilize your circle. Inform your immediate team with one sentence, approved by authority. I have breached our standards and submitted to oversight. Do not respond on my behalf. That's it. No backstory. No, what had happened was, where there are many words, transgression is unavoidable. Shut your mouth. Let the people who still have trust spend the words. You don't have the currency to do a press conference with your pride. Fifth move, posture, not PR. If your authority instructs a brief acknowledgement, keep it brief. I was wrong. I have submitted to authority. Further communication will come through them. Period. No adjectives. No passive voice. Not if anyone was offended, but I did wrong. Timing governed by authority, not by your panic, not by your trending tab. Peter denied and wept. He did not start a number Peter explains thread. Jesus restored him in time. Let authority govern time. Sixth move, clear the calendar. Cancel appearances. Step back from the mic. Suspend content cues. Deactivate scheduled posts. The algorithm is not your pastor. Your momentum is not your medicine. Your silence is your surgery. Make no provision for the flesh. Provision includes platforms that showcase you while your soul is bleeding. Seventh move, transfer control. Give passwords and admin access to your authority or designated crisis team. If you cannot trust yourself, don't. That's wisdom, not weakness. The first sign of pride is clingy fingers. Open your hands. David said, have mercy on me, O God, before he said anything else. Pray Psalm 51, not PR, 101. Hear my love and my steel. If you slip, the faster you submit, the slower you bleed. The first 50 seconds are not for defense, they are for deference. Read this again. Go, say less, submit more, let authority lead. That is how you protect what little remains of the account, so there is something left to restore. You can tell the story later, under supervision, with truth and tears. For now, shut your mouth. Run for cover. You are disqualified temporarily until assessed. Obey quickly, and you give the future a chance to believe again. Forgiveness is not restoration. Write it down. Failure mishandled is worse than failure itself. God forgives in a moment. People restore in a process. Mercy erases guilt. Only tested submission rebuilds trust. Read this one for me. Go. You cannot restore yourself. If you try, you add pride to the original breach. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Your time is not due time. Authority decides due time. Trust is the currency of leadership. You don't mint your own currency. It is issued to you by those who test you over time. Protect the account by choosing the long road back. Step 1, identify a reliable authority, not a fan, not a peer who owes you a favor, not a consultant who invoices your ego. Choose someone who fears God, loves truth more than they love you, and is willing to tell you no. A mother in the faith. A father who has scars, not just sermons. Someone who understands the digital world and the ancient world, screens and scripture. If you lead an organization, this might be your board chair, an external overseer, or a council of elders. Make sure they are clean in the area where you fell. A wounded surgeon cannot operate on your wound. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. You need a friend who will wound you to heal you. Step 2, completely submit without condition. Read that again. Go, without condition. No PR carve-outs. No, but I think we can say it this way. No keeping your favorite platform while you cooperate. Hand them the passwords, the calendar, the microphone, the itinerary, the budget approvals in the area that touches your breach. If the fall touched finances, open the books. If it touched sexuality, open the phone. If it touched arrogance, open the schedule so service replaces spotlight. You say, trust me, I'm fine now. Stop using the term trust me. You spent that phrase when you clicked send. Submission means you say yes when authority says sit, and you also say yes when authority says serve where no camera can see you. If you flinch at the word yes, you are not ready. Step 3, embrace silence. Your silence is not punishment, it is surgery. Let the Spirit put his scalpel to your motives without you narrating the operation. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength off the feed, off the stage, off the self-defense. You will feel irrelevant. Good. Relevance is a poor God. It took you to the cliff. Sit with the discomfort until it becomes humility. When people bait you, tell your side, shut your mouth. Let those who still have trust spin the words. Allow your authority to represent you to the community. Read this one for me. Go. Allow the authority to represent you. They will craft the statements, set the cadence, answer the calls. If you are seen, it will be on their arm, not on your brand. Step 4, do not time your own comeback. Put your clock in a drawer. There is a time for everything. The right act at the wrong time becomes the wrong act. Authority determines timing because they are less intoxicated with you than you are with yourself. They will look for fruit, not for followers. They will look for reflexes, not for rhetoric. If you ask how long, the answer is as long as it takes. Trust takes the time it takes. You rush the post. Now, let patience perfect you. Now, the testing period. Write this down. Test over time equals trust. We don't guess, we measure. Your authority will establish milestones. Therapy, non-negotiable. A licensed counselor or a spiritual director addresses the root, not just the headline. If appetite seduced you, you will submit to a plan for appetites. Food, drink, sex. If affirmation seduced you, you will detox from applause. Homework assigned, homework done, homework reviewed, training values to law. You will sit in ethics training, digital conduct classes, harassment prevention, data security. You will teach it last only after you have passed it first. Restitution, where harm has cost, you will pay bills you created. If your lapse costs your organization credibility or money, you will participate in making the whole whole. Letters, repayments, public amends to those specifically injured. If you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift and go be reconciled. Reconciliation is messy. Do it anyway. Digital fast. Hear me. 40 days minimum off all platforms where you fail. Some of you need 400. Dumb phone, not smart, no disappearing messages, all devices under monitoring. When reintroduction begins, it is staged. First read only, then team approved posts, then limited engagement with 2-person oversight. Boundaries installed as law. No DMs with temptation categories, no midnight engagement, 2 sober eyes rule on charge content. Spiritual disciplines, daily scripture, confession with your authority, Sabbath, service in anonymity, sweep floors, hold doors, read to children, visit the sick. Your gift built a stage, your character will rebuild a tower. If your family was injured, marital counseling becomes church before church. Your spouse's healing clocks your calendar. If they are not ready, you are not ready. Read this with me. Go, no one you hurt gets left behind by your hurry. Community process. Your authority will hold periodic reviews with witnesses, mentors, counselors, maybe even a representative of those harmed. They will ask hard questions. Is sorrow still working, or have you converted it to a performance? Do you resist small no's? Are you eager to return to work, or are you eager to be whole? They will document progress, not rumors, records, reports, attendance, receipts, testimonies. Where appropriate, they will provide brief public updates. Process continues. Fruit is appearing. Please give privacy. You do not post these, they do. Authority carries your reputation while you rebuild your character. Reentry is not an announcement. It is a quiet permission. No comeback tour. No I'm back caption with a sunrise. Read this one for me. Go. Restoration is gradual. First, harmless tasks that serve others without signature, without selfie. Then, small responsibilities with accountability. Host a meeting someone else designs. Serve behind a leader who can correct you in public. Then, perhaps, a limited platform with constraints, content reviewed, boundaries enforced, authority present in the room. At any point, if pride shows up, if shortcuts appear, if old patterns twitch, the process pauses or resets. If those you hurt are still bleeding, the process pauses. Forgiveness does not erase consequence. Grace does not delete gravity. For some breaches, restoration means restored fellowship, but not restored office. David kept his crown, but lost peace in his house. Some of you will keep your calling, but not your former chair. That is not punishment. That is protection of others and of you. There is hope. Peter denied and was restored not by a press release, but by breakfast with Jesus and a question repeated until it rebuilt him. Do you love me? Then came assignment under supervision. Feed my sheep. Paul said, restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness. And he also said, lay hands on no one suddenly. Gentleness and slowness both are love. Write this down. Forgiveness is free. Restoration is expensive. You pay with time, with submission, with transparency, with obedience. Pay it gladly. Because at the end of that road, the community can say, not trust me, but we have tested and we trust. Trust is the currency of leadership. Only tested submission under authority can restore it. Protect the account. We have the siren protocol. Now we need the Constitution. Law produces values. Values produce morals. Morals inform conscience, and conscience governs your cliques. Write this down. Non-negotiables convert values into automatic behaviors that keep you qualified. If it is not written, it is not law. If it is not law, it will not be lived. Read this one for me. Go. Visible law becomes live law. Trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account. Non-negotiable one. No posting under emotional heat. If your heart is racing, your chest is hot, your hands are shaking, your mind is rehearsing comebacks, shut your mouth. Be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Delay is not cowardice. Delay is stewardship. Heat burns cash. Cool hearts make deposits. Make it law. no post until post is peace. Non-negotiable 2, no private jokes in public arenas. Inside code, winks, initials, emojis with those who know, no, stop it. What you call playful, the public calls predatory. What you call clever, the vulnerable experience as confusion and exclusion. Avoid the appearance of evil. If it can be misread, it will be misread, and the jury will not wait for your explanation. Leaders don't gamble with ambiguity. Clarity protects the account. Non-negotiable 3, no DMs you couldn't read on stage. If you cannot project it behind you in a board meeting to your spouse, to your congregation, don't type it. Walk as children of light. There's nothing hidden that will not be disclosed. But it was as pastoral. Then keep it pastoral, documented, accountable in appropriate channels at appropriate hours. Midnight does not make you deep. Midnight makes you dumb. Flee proximity to temptation. Flee means run. Non-negotiable. 4, fact check before share. 2 sources minimum. Screenshots archived. Emotions cooled. A faithful witness does not lie. A false witness will not go unpunished. If you are not sure, don't say it. If it flatters your bias, interrogate it twice. If it smears an enemy, test it 3 times. Your timeline is not a court for your venting. It is a ledger of your integrity. Accuracy is love. Truth protects the account. Non-negotiable 5, honor leaders and the vulnerable. Honor all people. Love the brotherhood. Honor is not silence in the face of sin. Honor is the manner of your courage. Correct with dignity. Never punch down. Do not mock accents, incomes, or conditions. Defend the widow and the orphan. Speak up for those who have no voice. If your post humiliates the weak or slanders the ones above you without due process, you are not bold, you are reckless. You are disqualified. Protect the account. Non-negotiable 6, no intoxicated screens. Do not be drunk with wine and do not be drunk with likes. If substance, exhaustion, medication, or applause has altered your judgment, your device is off limits. Sober-minded is a command, not a suggestion. Put the phone in another room. Give the keys to a trusted person. Intoxication does not excuse you, it exposes you. You are not safe when you are altered. Law, no screens when not sober. Non-negotiable 7, no sexualized images or comments. Flee sexual immorality. Make a covenant with your eyes. That means no thirsty captions, no double entendres, no it's just fitness angles designed to bait, no likes on content you would be ashamed to explain. Lust drains trust. Each wink is a withdrawal. Every innuendo is a fee. You play with this, you pay with your name. Protect the account. Non-negotiable 8, no vague booking to punish people. Subtweets, shadow sermons, cryptic quotes to sting an individual while you hide behind just speaking generally, it's cowardice. Love covers a multitude of sins. If your brother offends you, go to him privately. Public shaming is not Matthew 18. It is malice with a megaphone. Your platform is not a whip. If you need to correct, do it with names in rooms, not hints in feeds. Non-negotiable 9, no politics without principles stated. If you must enter the arena, anchor your speech in the law and values you have codified: justice, righteousness, truth, the dignity of every image bearer, stewardship, the sanctity of life, the rule of law. Name the principles first, then explain the position. We don't need your tribe, we need your truth. Righteousness exalts a nation. If you cannot trace your stance to scripture-shaped values, be quiet until you can. Non-negotiable 10 asks, does this deposit trust? Every post is a transaction, deposit or withdrawal. If it is neutral, it is not necessary. If it does not build, do not post. Test over time equals trust. Transactions determine your test score. Make it policy. I do not publish unless there is clear deposit, value, truth, honor, service, humility, restraint. If you cannot state the deposit, the answer is no. Non-negotiable 11 two-person rule for hot topics, no exceptions. If your name is in the post, if the matter is moral, legal, political, or personal, it requires 2 sober, empowered approvals, 1 peer, 1 authority. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, Let every word be established. If neither is reachable, the post is illegal until morning. Where there is no counsel, the people fall. Better to miss a moment than to mark your record. Non-negotiable 12 Sabbaths from screens weekly. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Leaders need a 24-hour digital ceasefire. Power down, remove notifications, log out, worship, sleep, touch the earth, hug your children, listen to the wind. Let your soul catch up with your schedule. Rest resets reactions. Rest prunes pride. Rest reminds you you are not the algorithm's servant. Your Sabbath is a deposit you cannot afford to skip. Write these 12 as law, sign them, share them with your spouse, your board, your assistant, your team, tape them where you type, enforce them. Read this one for me. Go stop using the term trust me and start living so we can trust you. This is how values become reflex, how conscience gains a voice before your thumbs move, how character keeps you qualified when pressure invites you to perform. If you violate these, you are disqualified temporarily until assessed and restored under authority. If you obey them swiftly, consistently, joyfully, the account will grow interest even when storms beat on your name. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips, and in this age, over the door of my thumbs. Protect the account, obey the law, and live in such a way that your feed becomes a faithful witness of a life under authority. We are not building saints who perform. We are building a culture that protects. Write this down. Institutionalize the trust account so culture, not charisma, carries the standard. Charisma entertains, culture sustains. Charisma can win a moment. Culture wins a lifetime. Read this one for me. Go. What took you 50 years to build can be lost in 50 seconds unless the system holds you when your soul is shaky. The foundation of leadership is character, and the greatest protection of leadership is character codified into law. Law produces values. Values produce morals. Morals train the conscience. Do that not just for a person, but for people. Protect the account. Start with organizational law. Don't assume values, write them. When you write a law, you declare a value. If you say 2 sober eyes must approve emotionally charged posts, the value you just enshrined is humility and counsel. If you say no private DMs with vulnerable categories, the value is protection and honor. If you say quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. with devices docked, the value is sobriety and rest. Make the policy clear, teachable, enforceable. Clear means no poetry, plain language anyone can understand. Teachable means every new teammate can be onboarded with examples and case studies, not just signatures. Enforceable means consequences are predefined, not invented after a crisis. Stop using the term trust me. Replace it with here is the policy, here is my signature, here is my compliance. Conscience is unspoken law. Law is the law shouting at you. Let the law shout before the crowd does. Build a training rhythm. Rhythm implies repetition, not a one-off seminar with muffins. Onboard every team member with a digital conduct code. Walk them through it line by line. Role play the hard parts, then refresh quarterly, yes, every quarter. Why? Because appetites grow back and platforms change. By reason of use, their senses are exercised to discern both good and evil. Practice discernment before the day demands it. Simulate crises, run drills, I mean it, sound a practice alarm at random. Give your team a scenario. A leader's late night post is trending for the wrong reason. Who does what in the first 50 seconds, the first 5 minutes, the first 5 hours? Time them, correct them, do it again until muscle memory is law. Read this one for me. Go. Practice in peace. For performance and pressure, the prudent see danger and hide themselves. Fools keep going and pay the penalty. Drill prudence into your people. Establish oversight. Identify a trusted authority to review leaders' digital conduct and coach proactively, not just reactively. This is not a hall monitor. This is a shepherd with teeth. Someone who fears God and loves truth more than they love your title. Give them access. Scheduled monthly audits of leaders' feeds, comments, likes, DMs, and search behavior with consent and accountability. You say that feels invasive. So does reconstructive surgery after a preventable crash. Better a wise review now than public regret later. Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Safety is stewardship of the account. Leaders who lead others must be led online. Read that again, go. Leaders must be led. Design a redemption path before anyone falls. Pre-agree the process. No surprises, no favoritism. Write it into policy that if anyone breaches categories A, B, or C, these are the automatic steps. Immediate step down, transfer of passwords, submission to designated authority, evaluation period of defined length, communication handled only by authority, restitution and counseling requirements, and a range of outcomes from restored fellowship to permanent removal from office, depending on the nature of the breach. Same law for king and clerk. God shows no partiality, neither should you. If your cousin is on staff, the same process applies. If your biggest donor is involved, the same process applies. Read this one for me, go. The law protects the people from the leader and protects the leader from himself. When the rules are agreed in calm, there is less chaos in storm. You are disqualified is not an insult. It is a status for safety, and the policy must say so. Measure what matters. You already track revenue, reach, and retention. Track righteousness. Track deposits into the trust account as seriously as KPIs. Create a trust dashboard. How many public credits did a leader give to their team this month? How many corrections were issued when facts changed? How many times did they elevate the vulnerable? How quickly did they respond to counsel when flagged? What is their average delay time between drafting a hot post and sending it under the 2 eyes rule? How many anonymous service hours were completed off platform? By their fruits you shall know them. Fruit is measurable. When you celebrate a leader, don't only say she grew the numbers. Say she honored the elders, corrected a mistake publicly within 2 hours, chained and refused a platform until council approved. What you measure, you multiply. What you celebrate, you duplicate. Protect the account by putting scoreboards on the right wall. Embed this into every system. HR must include digital conduct in job descriptions and performance reviews. Legal must align the policy with law and maintain an incident response playbook. Communications must own the crisis scripts and drill them quarterly. It must configure device management to enforce quiet hours, archive data, and flag violations without shaming alerts. Go to authority, not to the gossip mill. Finance must budget for training, audits, counseling, and if necessary, restitution to those harmed. The board must receive quarterly trust reports alongside financial statements, provide a whistleblower channel with confidentiality and protection. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Equip spouses with the policy and the power to intervene. If your house can't trust you, why should our house? Start every leadership meeting with a 2-minute trust audit. What did we deposit this week and where are we at risk? Shape the language of the culture. Outlaw, trust me. Replace it with test me, check me. Here's the log, here's the policy. Normalize humility. Phrases, I was wrong, I don't know, I'll ask counsel, not tonight, I'm offline. Institute rituals. At the end of each day, teams run the trust account audit together for 5 minutes, devices on the table, 1 question each. Did I deposit? Did I withdraw? What will I correct before I sleep? Begin public events with this prayer. Set a guard, O Lord, over our mouths and over the doors of our thumbs. Read this one for me, go. What is visible is enforceable. What is enforceable is livable. Make the invisible visible. Write the vision and make it plain, that they may run who read it. Law to policy to practice, values to habits to reflexes. When culture carries the standard, a single leader's wobble doesn't topple the house. Trust is the currency of leadership. Build a bank, not a wallet. Build systems that deposit daily and make withdrawals unthinkable. Protect the account. Long obedience online is not about heroics, it is about habits. Write this down. Consistency in small disciplines builds an account that storms cannot empty. He who is faithful in little will be faithful also in much. Trust is the currency of leadership, and the account grows penny by penny, click by click, day by day. The same way rust doesn't sleep, temptation doesn't sleep, so you cannot sleep on your disciplines. Your gift will take you where your character must keep you, and character is built in routines, not in revivals. Read this one for me. Go. Protect the account by protecting your habits. Morning law, rule of first touch. Before you touch a screen, touch the law. Bind it on your fingers. Write it on the tablet of your heart. Open your mouth before you open your apps. Stand at the sink. Look yourself in the eye and read your 12 non-negotiables aloud. Pray. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips and my thumbs. Read this with me. Go. I do not touch a screen until I have touched the law. 5 minutes of law in the morning saves 50 years of lawyering later. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your word, hope in the word, then handle the world. Remind your conscience who is in charge. Your values become your visible law. Your law instructs your morals. Your morals inform your cliques. If you start with headlines, the world writes your law for the day. If you start with the law, you write the world you will bring to the day. Fences, not feelings. Don't trust moods. Build mechanisms. Delete apps that target your weakness. If a platform provokes lust, anger, or ego spikes, remove it. If you must keep it for mission, strip it to grayscale and throttle its power. Turn off autoplay, disable suggested feeds, block discover pages, add friction that saves you. Make your default a draft box. Everything you write sleeps in drafts until cooled by time or cleared by counsel. Install a 24-hour rule for anything hot. If it's urgent to you, it is probably harmful to your account. Urgency is usually your ego dressed as justice. Read this one for me. Go. Fences are my friends. Create a posting delay. No one-click publish. Use software that routes posts to a queue visible to your team. If your finger can publish your pride in one tap, you are a danger to yourself. Make no provision for the flesh. Provision includes easy buttons. Community is your guardrail. Give two people authority, proactive, public permission to challenge any post at any time with zero offense taken. Name them. Tell them you may say no and I will obey. Pin their names by your desk. Share the passwords that allow them to intervene. Create a channel where every charged idea appears before it hits the feed. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. If their no feels like a wound, thank them for healing you ahead of the accident. Read this one for me. Go. You have permission to stop me. Don't wait for outrage to correct you. Invite oversight to guide you. Stop using the term trust me, say test me, then submit when the test comes. Add a midday reset, 60 seconds at lunch. Close your eyes, breathe, ask 3 questions. Am I leading from peace or provocation? Did my last post deposit trust or withdraw it? Do I need to pause before I publish? That little pause is cheap insurance. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness in the middle of the day is your spiritual brake pedal. It interrupts the algorithm's momentum and returns authority to your conscience. If your heart rate is preaching, your thumbs should be silent. Evening audit rule of last look 5 minutes, not scrolling, souling. Open your ledger, yes, a simple page or app, and review the day. Write it down, no pillows over problems. List your posts and engagements. For each, mark D or W, deposit or withdrawal. If you cannot identify a deposit, it was likely unnecessary. Ask, where did I drift from law to impulse? Did I respond to a fool according to his folly and become like him? Who needs a quick amend tonight before the sun goes down on my irritation? Plan corrections with humility. Remove what authority says. Remove, archive what needs evidence. Annotate your own motives so tomorrow's you can learn from today's you. Pray Psalm 139. Search me, O God, see if there's any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Lead me into tomorrow's feed with today's wisdom. Keep short accounts by practicing small, fast, clear confession. Read this one for me. Go. Confess quickly, specifically, and under authority. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us. Forgiveness with God is immediate, but restoration with people requires process. Start the process before it becomes a scandal. If you reply snarky, delete it and message, I was wrong to answer in that tone. If you click like on something you would not explain to your board, unlike it, and tell your accountability partner, I drifted. If you crossed a DM boundary, screenshot, report to your authority, apologize to the person with one sentence approved by oversight, then close that door. Don't narrate, don't negotiate, confess, correct, and continue. The longer you wait, the more expensive the repair. Short accounts keep the trust account full. Weekly and monthly, systematize your humility. Your weekly Sabbath from screens is non-negotiable worship, rest, reset. Also schedule a weekly 15-minute review with your two watchdogs. Look at your ledger, your drafts, your patterns. Ask them to grade your deposits once a month. Lay the hardware on the table phones, tablets, laptops. Let authority review device settings, password hygiene, DM requests, app lists. Rotate passwords with them present. Update your non-negotiables if new temptations appear. This is not paranoia. This is prudence. A wise man foresees evil and hides himself. Hide yourself under accountability before the enemy hunts you in visibility. Over time, these small obediences add interest to the account. When winds rise and critics bark, the community you've honored will speak for you. When rumors swirl, your records will answer, this is their way. Daniel prayed so consistently that when they searched for scandal, they only found faithfulness. May it be said of you, we looked through their feed and found only law, love, and restraint. God who sees in secret will reward openly, and people who test over time will trust again and again. Read this one for me, go. Long obedience online protects the account for 50 years. Do not aim at viral, aim at faithful. Do not aim to be loud, aim to be clean. Stop using the term, trust me. Live so that after years of deposits, we can say we trust you because the law governs your values. Your values shape your morals trained your conscience. And your conscience guarded your clicks. Protect the account every morning, every midday, every night until your legacy is stormproof. Take a breath, lift your head. This is a commissioning, not a concert. Read this one for me. Go. Trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account. Again, trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account. Write it down. Put it on your lock screen. Teach it to your children. Engrave it in your heart. If you forget everything else, remember the creed. Because what took you 50 years to build can be lost in 50 seconds. And this sentence is your guardrail. Now hear me with humility. Don't ever trust yourself without law, values, and authority. The heart is deceitful above all things. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Stop using the term trust me. Replace it with test me, check me. Here is the policy. Here is my authority. Law produces values. Values produce morals. Morals train the conscience. Conscience governs your clicks. No law, no values, no morals, no conscience, only impulse. And impulse is expensive. Write this down. Your gift cannot protect your future. Only character under law can. The foundation of leadership is character. And the greatest protection of leadership is character enforced by authority. If you run solo, you are already at risk. If you run under authority, you are already safer than your talent. Receive this blessing with instructions. Walk in truth. Post with restraint. Lead with character. He has shown you, O man, what is good. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. He who walks uprightly walks securely. Let peace be your umpire. If you have no peace, you have no post. Let love be your filter. If it does not build, it does not belong. Set a guard, O Lord, over your mouth and over the door of your thumbs. Honor the weak. Correct with dignity. Tell the truth when it costs you. Take the lowest seat and let God lift you. Lead so quietly that others must testify. We trust you because you lived under the law you signed. I give you final directives. Simple and sharp. When in doubt, don't post. Doubt is God's mercy giving you a brake pedal. When you fall, don't speak. Shut your mouth. Run for cover. Transfer the keys. In the first 50 seconds, say less, submit more, and let authority lead. Forgiveness is not restoration. You cannot restore yourself. The authority has to bring you back after testing. David did not hold a press conference. He broke and wrote, "Create in me a clean heart, O God." He waited for Nathan. Peter did not spin his denial. He wept, and Jesus restored him and then said, "Feed my sheep," after he was broken, questioned, and strengthened. When restored, don't boast. Do not market your comeback. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Boasting is an overdraft fee. Gratitude is a deposit. There is life after the fall, and there is legacy when you protect the account. A righteous man falls 7 times and rises again. Rise, but rise under authority. Rise slower than your ego wants and stronger than your critics expect. Test over time equals trust. Every day of law-governed obedience adds interest that storms cannot empty. Read this one for me. Go. Guard your trust account with fear and wisdom. Your legacy depends on it. I bless your eyes to see danger early. I bless your ears to love correction. I bless your thumbs to be slow, your conscience to be loud, your counsel to be near, and your authority to be trusted. May the Lord establish you, make you steadfast, and keep you blameless in a crooked and perverse generation, so that your feet and your footsteps tell the same truth. Now go walk in truth, post with restraint, lead with character. Trust is the currency of leadership. Protect the account even online.